Hello everyone, this is Tuplex, and welcome to Fenton Forest. This is our new farm. Picked it up from Mr. Fenton, who's retiring. His kids have all moved out of town to pursue their own careers, and nobody wanted to take over the farm from him. So I purchased it, and it is a really nice setup that he's got here. I also convinced him to leave me a few animals. He did have some animals on the farm, so I got him to work those into the deal. I've got a few horses. I've got a few cows, a few pigs, a few sheep, a few chickens. Not a lot, but just enough to get things started and keep things interesting. So let's take a quick look around the place, and I think I will do that on horseback. Okay, maybe not. Come on, Charlie. Am I pushing the wrong button? Right, there we go. Okay. Yeah, so this is Charlie. Let's get out of the pen here. As you can see, we've got a horse riding area, but I am going to be employing workers to do the training and exercising of the horses. Won't be doing that myself. Over here we've got the cow pen. I think we have 9 cows. And over here there is a little pond where we can fill up with water. We've got a couple of fairly large fields. Field 2 over here has got oats ready to harvest, which the horses are happy about. And then field 1 on the other side of the farm has wheat, which is also ready to harvest. Now, if we take a look at the map, this map, you'll see that I've purchased fields 1 and 2. Now, if you look at the land, fields 1 and 2 are all one plot, and that is where all the farm structures are on. So you have no option but to get fields 1 and 2. Part of that same plot is the BGA. Okay. And those 2 fields plus the BGA altogether cost $484,000. So I've already deducted that from the money that we left Fellsbrunn with. I've also deducted the $25,000 in moving expenses to get some of my equipment here. So that's why we're left with $1,475,729. This is a shed that could be used for storing bales, as you can see there. We've got a generously sized equipment shed here. Another one over here where I've already put our T6 and Puma and Harvester. The T8 is at the shop, and we'll be bringing that to the farm here shortly. We've got fuel. We've got some more open sheds there for implements and such. This barn is where we can sell straw, hay, and grass so that we don't have to take it off site. We can put it there to be sold directly. We've got a workshop right there. This is our house, of course. Over here we've got some chickens. The sheep there. We've got a couple of silage pits that we can use to make silage for the cows. Digest it and herbicide. These are our silos for grain. Now these silos on Stevie's maps, these will hold just about anything, including straw, pig food, total mixed ration, whatever you want to put in there, you could put in there. So this is where you load the silos, and then the unload point is where that pipe is there. Now over on this side, you'll notice another pipe. This is where you can buy. You see there it says supply purchase point. So here you can buy things like straw and grass. You know, if you happen to run out, you can buy those things directly there and just put them into a wagon. Let's see. Yeah, the pigs are over here on the west side of the farm, and then we've got field 1 up here. All right, so that's the farm in a nutshell. I really like the layout of things. There's plenty of room to move around, but it's not so open that that it looks lifeless. So let's put our horse away, and we'll get things going here. Okay. And Charlie already ran off. I think he doesn't like me very much. Oh, there he is. Give him a little brush. Okay. So the T8 is over at the shop. Here we go. And I left it here because I need to... One of the first things I need to do equipment-wise is to pick up a tipper so that we can start to harvest those fields. So I think I'm going to go for the same one that we had before we left Felsbrunn, which was the AgriLiner TAW30. The Drakkar is a little bit bigger, but not by much. I know the AgriLiner works, and we had trouble with this with the Aperion. With our harvester wouldn't unload into it for some reason. So I'm going to go ahead and pick this one up. Wide tires. Nah, I think we'll just leave it stock. Whoops. No, I only want one. Okay. And then this way you'll get to see some of the surrounding area. Now, if you look real hard at things, you'll see that Fenton Forest resembles Felsbrunn in many ways. And I think that's because Stevie started with Felsbrunn as the basis for the map, and then essentially rebuilt it using the same terrain and road system. So you'll see some familiar features, but it definitely feels like a different map to me. So we'll drive through town here. And this will get us over to our farm, which you'll see occupies the southwest corner of the map. And we've got some room to expand. And looking at this map, I see that there's a leftover bit of equipment far in the north, and I'm not sure what that is. We'll have to check that out. Now, from a practical standpoint, when I set up this save, I sold off all the equipment that came with it. Here's a nice area here. If you wanted to buy this land, you have space that you could build your own farm on. I'm going to turn wide. I'll wait for this car to go by. Yeah, so I sold off all the equipment that came with it. I brought in my own equipment. Basically, I just purchased all the same stuff from the shop. And then I edited the game files to set our money appropriately and to update the age and hours on all of my equipment to match what it was when we left Felsbrunn. So that's why you'll see that this tractor's got 9.3 hours on it, as it did when we left. All right, so this is the farm entrance. And actually, I should turn the other way since field 1 is right here. So let's just come over to field 1 and we can get started on the harvest. I'm going to leave a windrow this time so that we can collect straw for our animals. Now, Old Man Fenton was nice enough to leave some material in the silos for us. So we've already got some wheat. We've got a little bit of each crop that we can use either to sell or to give to the animals. We've got some wood chips. We've got some grass, hay, and straw. A little bit, enough to get started. And I think we've also got some pig food and total mixed ration in there that we can use to get our animals off to a little start while we get things set up. All right, but first let us get the harvest underway. So we'll head up to field 1. Unfortunately, because this farm was relatively inexpensive, that will leave us with plenty of money to get ourselves equipped here. You know, we've already got the land that we need, and actually, I'm going to park the trailer over here, far away from the edge of the field, so that it doesn't affect my turns. There we go. Let's unfold it. Yeah, so we've still got 1.4 million that we can use to set up equipment, and perhaps we'll have enough money to buy more fields as well. We'll have to see how things go. All right. And I think what I'm going to do here is I am going to use course play for the harvester. And that way, whatever method I use to pick up straw, I can follow the harvester. I think I have straw swath enabled already. All right, so let's generate a course. Field 1. I don't need any headland. I think we can use most of the default options here. Okay. That looks good to me. And then let's save this. So we'll call it Field 1. Harvest. And let me take a look at my courses. I do have some leftovers. Yeah, and actually, let me try this again. Field 01, harvest. That way, if I buy field 11, it's not going to appear before field 2. It'll appear after field 2. Okay. Let's go ahead and get that started. I did download the latest version of Courseplay. Let's see. Turn on field deactivated. I want it to go off the edge of the field to turn. Okay. Well, we'll let that get going. So, there's no fertilizer on this crop, so we're not going to get a ton. And the field will need to be limed and plowed, so we'll have to take care of all that stuff. So while this is underway, we should start to take care of our animals, because the animals currently have no food, no water, no nothing. Right? So we need to make sure that they will survive until tomorrow at least. So I think we should start with water. Oh, before I do that, let me see if I can figure out what that piece of equipment is up there. I think that might be a crane, actually. Yeah, I don't even see it on the map now. Like over here, there's equipment shown for a rail crane. And I'm guessing that's the same thing that's up here. Let's see. Yeah, I guess that's for forestry. Okay, well, let's buy what we need before we head to the shop. So we're going to need a water tank to begin with. We'll make sure that they have water. Actually, no. Because I am going to have to sell milk. And I can use the same trailer for water and milk. So maybe I should buy that trailer instead. Although, I'm going to have a very hard time backing that trailer up into the pond. Chrome, stainless, or black. Okay, we'll keep chrome. All right, so I'll buy one for milk, and I'll buy a separate trailer for the water. Whoops. And this is the time where I really wish I had the follow me mod so that I could bring 2 vehicles with me and pick up more than one thing at a time. But it doesn't exist yet. Is this right? No, I need to be over there. All right, I'm going to cut through the trees here. There we go. And then I also want to buy a small tipper that we can use to move materials around on the farm. So in other words, if I want to get some stuff out of the silos to give to the animals, it would be nice to have a small tipper for that, so that I don't have to use the big one. Okay, watch out for that guy. And then I think we head down this way, and this will take us to the shop. Now, one thing I want to check, and you all let me know what you think about this, but we'll test this in a second. But I think that Stevie set up this map so that when you reset something, when you reset a vehicle or equipment, it goes to the farm instead of the shop. Right? So we could simulate that we have a great relationship with our equipment dealer, and he delivers everything to our farm for us. It's not that far. He likes having our business, and he does that as a courtesy for us. Right? If that sounds okay to you, then when we buy new equipment, we can just reset it, and it'll go to our farmyard. That's what I would like to do, because this driving back and forth constantly to the shop, especially now that we're going to be buying a lot of equipment, might get to be a little tedious. All right, so let's see if we can select that trailer. All right, I'm going to have to do this the hard way. Let's see if we can select that milk trailer. Okay, so let's reset it and see where it goes. Right, it's not there, which I think means this is it right there. Yeah, so it's at the farm. Okay, so if there are no objections, that's how we're going to deal with new equipment. We'll just have it delivered. Now, the exception will be vehicles, because when you reset a vehicle, you lose most of the fuel. And I don't think we need to be incurring additional expenses like that. So new vehicles, I will drive back to the farm, but for implements and such, we'll have them quote unquote delivered. Wink, wink. All right, so I set the currency units to dollars this time because I'm always saying dollars anyway, and this way I don't have to constantly be correcting myself. But I did leave the speed units in kph. So we might imagine that we're in a country that has dollars for currency and uses SI units for road speeds. And we do have a lot of pine trees and mountains, so maybe, I don't know, maybe we're in Western Canada, for example. I don't know. I didn't see anything from Stevie that hinted where this farm is located in the world, so I'm going to assume that it's up to us to interpret things. So if you have a good idea for where in the world this farm should be located, you let me know. But right now I'm thinking, maybe maybe in British Columbia, something like that. Let's see. I need water. And the water is next to the cows, which is over this way. I need to get around to the other side. All right, so we'll get water to all the animals first, and then we'll start to feed them. And I'm in the wrong spot again. Okay. It's going to take me a little while to get my bearings here and learn my way around the farm. Okay. All right, and this is why I didn't want the trailer with the dolly axle on the front, because I can't back those things up. I just can't. Tried so many times. A little bit more. All right, it started to fill up. And now I am frozen. Okay. I literally can't move. I'll be right back. Okay, and we're back. I restarted the game. I noticed that my harvester didn't get very far. So we'll just put the regular hired worker on that. I uninstalled... Well, I deactivated course play. I don't know for sure that was the problem, but it's still a beta. It's not ready for prime time. I think that may be what caused the issue I just had right now. And my vehicle is parked back here. Okay. I saved the game before I restarted it, so I was assuming that everything would be where we left it. Okay, well, it seems that our recent equipment purchase didn't get saved. All right, so let's get our water trailer again. We'll hold off on the milk trailer until we really need it to sell milk. It'll be a while before we have enough to make that worthwhile. And then we'll get that small tipper that I mentioned. I'm going to get this other Kroger, the TKD 302. 21,000 liters is more than big enough. Yeah, I'm fine with... Well, let's get the Michelins. They don't cost anything. Oh, yeah, they do. The Michelins cost more. We'll get the Trelleborg tires. And we can change the color. I'm fine with the current color. I like that green and yellow and red. It's quite eye-popping. All right, so let's, we'll just have these delivered. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Shop Owner. We should probably give him a name. Or her. It doesn't always have to be a man. Maybe it's a nice lady that owns the shop. Maybe it's Mr. Fenton's aunt. And that's why she gives us such preferential treatment and delivers things to our farm when we buy them for no charge. I kind of like that. Maybe she'll make us some homemade pies or something. Okay, let's try this water again. Let's see how we get on. There we go. Nice clean water. And we'll start with the cows, since they're probably going to take more than any of the other animals. We'll water the cows, and then we'll refill the trailer, and then go take care of the other animals. And the chickens don't take water. I guess they get all that they need from whatever it is that they pick up off the ground. All right, so let's take a look here. Cows. Here we go. It resets every time. Okay, yeah, so the cows will take the whole first tank full. Whoops, and I've mucked it up already. All right. I'm really not a very good driver. In real life, I'm a pretty good driver, but then again, everybody thinks that they're a good driver in real life. So who knows? All right, let's check on our harvest. Okay, good. So 2 passes, we're getting about 10,000 liters. So we should be able to get a good 40, 50,000 liters out of this field. It looks like, maybe a little bit more. Okay. More water for the critters. All right, the next closest ones are the horses. And their water trough is right here. Okay, and then the pigs and the sheep are over this way. Here are the sheep. Water is this one. You can tell the difference between the water and the food trough because the water trough is the same height on both sides, and the food trough is high on one side and low on the other side. That's how I tell them apart, at least. All right, and the pigs are around this way. And the water's right there. Now, I did see, yeah, there's another windmill right there. So I want to see if we can fill our water tank there as well. Because on some of Stevie's other maps, that windmill model was a fill point for water. So let's drive over in front of that and see if we can fill it. No, it doesn't look like it. All right, so we'll have to use the pond. And that's fine. So I'll just, I'll park the water trailer over there next to the pond. In fact, let's go ahead and fill it up again so it's ready to go the next time we need it. Okay. And now we need to empty our harvester. And let's see if we can catch up to it before it turns around and puts the pipe on the wrong side. This is always so stressful to me. All right, I think we're just going to make it. Awesome. Oh. Okay. I don't need to stand there waiting for that to finish. All right, so let's pull this up here and we'll park it right there. And then we'll go and get our small tipper and start to bring some food to these animals. Pick up the trailer that Mrs. Jenkins left for us. I'm going to call her Mrs. Jenkins. She's, she married outside of the Fenton family. Okay. All right. Well, let's start with the pigs. Should be some pig food here. There we go. Like I said, you can put anything in the silo, and in fact, I think it'll also, well, I can't do it anymore, but I think you can also store root crops in these silos, so you don't need separate buildings for that. Not terribly realistic, but on a lot of Stevie's maps, he sets things up, I think, for convenience and gameplay, rather than just pure realism a lot of the time. So, all right, hopefully it will take all of it. And then to go and empty the rest. Okay, good. Now we do have some corn and some soybeans and stuff like that in the silo, so even after that food is gone, we'll be able to continue to feed the cows, or the pigs. But we are going to have to plant and harvest corn, so we're going to make sure that we get the equipment that we need for that. All right, now there was mixed ration in here. There we go. Let's get that for the cows. And then we'll get some wheat for the chickens and oats for the horses. And then some straw for several of the animals. Pigs, cows, and horses all need straw. I think the sheep do not need straw. Whoop. I'm passing the food bin. Or the food trough, rather. Food goes here. Okay. That ought to make the cows happy for a little while. Now let's get some oats for the horses, and then we'll get grass for the sheep. And I don't think I'm going to need all of this. I'll just fill it up with about half of what we got. And the horses will also need hay. So I'll give hay to the horses, and sheep can eat hay or grass, but I'll feed them with grass, since that is, the less valuable material. Okay, and let's see what percentage I got to with that quantity. Okay, well, it looks like they could have taken all the oats, but we're gonna have lots more oats coming up here once we start harvesting the other field, so not too concerned about that. All right, now let's get some hay. And I'll do a similar quantity of hay, I suppose. I think they eat less hay than oats. So that's about half of the hay. Whoops. I don't think I can go around to that other side. Okay. Well, it looks like they'll take hay and oats in equal amounts. Okay, so we just got 2 more left. We need grass for the sheep, and then straw for everybody. So we will need to get some mowers and decide where we want to get our grass from. We got a little left over that we'll have to dump back in. Oh, I need to feed the chickens too. But, you know, I'll just feed the chickens when I bring in our first load of wheat off the field. I'll just stop by the chicken pen and fill it up and then empty the rest into the silo. All right, so let's get some straw. I'll go ahead and empty all the straw. All right, we'll start with the pigs. I'll do the cows last since they're going to take the most. I want to make sure that I have enough for everybody. All right, and the straw goes down here, I believe. Yep. Okay, that only took a couple thousand. So we'll do the horses and then the cows. And then the animals will be pretty much all set. And I think this is where the straw for the horses goes. Okay, and then that leaves about half of it left over for the cows. And their straw goes right here, I think. Yep. Okay, so with the exception of the chickens, all the animals should be fairly happy. All right, and we need to unload our harvester again. Hopefully he's made it to the end of the field and is heading the other way. Looks like we'll get about 4 loads off of this field. We just missed it, huh? Oh, there it goes. Cool. I thought it was stopped. All right, well, that worked out well. All right, so we'll empty this out, and then I think that'll do it for today. And once the animals are all taken care of, then we can start working on getting the rest of the equipment that we need. We'll need to get a plow. We'll need to get a lime spreader, sprayer, fertilizer spreader, which I think I'm going to do 2 separate pieces of equipment for that. I think I'm going to get a skid steer or a telehandler to do the cleanup of the animals, so that I don't always have to use my New Holland for that. But we'll see. We'll get into that in the next episode. Until then, thanks a lot for watching, everybody. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.